Guten Tag! Jesse Dragonza here with another amazing top 10 list. This time we're looking at the country of Germany between the two world wars, hopefully you've heard of them, in a time called Weimar Germany. This vid focuses on Germany from 1918 to 1920. Now, all y'all, like and subscribe and let's go back in time. Number 10. You're probably wondering why the time was called Weimar. Well, it's because Berlin at the time was full of rebelling communists, so the new government didn't want to meet there, would you? So they met in a place called Weimar. So cool! Bonus fact, it's pronounced with a V because in the German language, the letter W is pronounced with a V sound. Language is so cool, right? Number 9. You may be wondering about the communist revolution I mentioned, but don't worry, as fact number 9 has you covered. It was called the Spartacus revolution. Going for a grand total of 11 days, this was a revolution meant to take over the unstable government in a revolution mimicking the one in Russia. It had been stopped by an army of ex-soldiers. Number 8. Remember the government I mentioned at number 10? It was very new. Until 1918, Germany had a monarchy, with Kaiser Wilhelm II as leader. However, the Allied powers did not like that, and they asked Germany to form a republic if they wanted a peace treaty. Then guess what? Initially, the Germans refused, but when the Kaiser went up north to ask the fishermen to join in the war effort, they refused the king. Poor old Kaiser Will abdicated, feeling betrayed by his country, allowing the country to form a republic. Weird, isn't it? As Britain wanted to get rid of Germany's monarchy when they're famous for having one. Not to mention the King George of something of England was a cousin to Kaiser Wilhelm. Weird. Number 7. The century was a time of empire for many, but Germany's one was completely stripped. Not just colonies, lots and lots of land. Its borders changed completely and Germany was not happy. Much of the land was used for industrial reasons, which severely impacted their economy, which leads straight on to the next fact. Number 6. German economies fell fast. This was not helped by the 6.6 million fine they're expected to pay in the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. While that is a lot now, it was worth even more then. In response, Germany printed out as many banknotes as possible, which led to hyperinflation, so their currency became completely worthless, to the point where banknotes were used as wallpaper, as they had more use in that way. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part, the ad! Have you ever heard of Righteous Grape Juice? It is the only grape juice that leaves you feeling morally untroubled. You heard that right? Simple, grapey ingredients of divine quality. Only available at your local Advil. Each carton for only minus 0.87 British francs. VAT not included. We're not liable for any medical problems induced by our product. Now let's get back on to number 5. Germany always seemed to find a friend with Austria, which had previously let Germany invade it without resistance. However, the Allies, Britain, France, and the USA, stopped Germany from having any connection to its good old mate. But poor Germany wasn't just separated from Austria, but from itself. How? The Wall of Berlin famously parted West Germany from the East, then called Prussia. It tore families apart and made transport in Germany very hard. It was very cruel indeed. Number 4. Germany was also stopped from joining the League of Nations, a group of countries against violence that promised to provide protection to each other. In simple terms, this made Germany super vulnerable, for it had no allies to protect it. This was the aim of the treaty, to make them lose everything. But when you think about it, a country with nothing had nothing to lose by starting a second war. It was rather a silly decision. Number 3. But the Allies weren't stupid enough not to place some military restrictions. They were very harsh too, hence their high ranking in this list. They were only allowed 10,000 men, 6 battleships, no submarines, and no air force. It reduced a once powerful nation to a humiliated nothing. Also, the Rhineland was demilitarized, for it was in between France and Germany. France saw it as a major threat. Number 2. In position number 2, let's talk about the forgotten epidemic. Forgotten? If it's forgotten, how is it important? It was forgotten as Europe was kind of at war at the moment. But it was a true killer, with casualties caused equating to those caused by the First World War. German citizens at the time were poor, starving, and helpless. The nation was badly affected by this bout of Spanish flu. Number 1. The most famous term in the Treaty of Versailles was both the easiest and the hardest. Germany had to admit that they started the war. This infuriated Germans, as there was not one cause at all. All responsibilities on the war was put on the already frustrated country. This hatred fueled the votes for Hitler and the Nazi Party, which later led on to disastrous consequences that I think we all know. And that's a sadly morbid end to this top 10 video. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.